Okay, everybody, listen up, please. It's that time of year again where I get the honor of announcing who it is that's been selected to represent us at the All-Star game. So big congratulations go to Riley Green, to Tyler Marley, and to Ron Marinacchio. Oh, yeah, the other two aren't here, are they? Riley, just run out to the pitchers clubhouse. Let the other two know that they've made it, will you, mate? Cheers. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to the Detroit Tigers at Season 3, Episode 5 as we try and win the World Series with this club. And today we're going to be taking on the Minnesota Twins. We are also going to we're going to look at the draft, the International Amateur Free Agent and the All-Star game as well. So a lot to get through. And honestly, since last episode, it was going really badly, and then the All-Star game came at just the wrong time for us. So let's start with some off-field news, and it's bad news for Scrooble. He was on his rehab mission down there in AAA, and he did his UCL. He's out for the season. So, yeah, hopefully it's going to be something that doesn't affect him too badly long-term. But, yeah, ultimately, we don't have to worry about him this season because he is out injured. You'll notice Austin Meadows is out there as well. He's going to miss today's game. He actually missed the end of the run-up to the All-Star break, and I put him on the DL apparently for 2 days too long. So, there we go. But we needed to replace him anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal. Now, other news is that Basso has come in to our Major League team. He has replaced Wolf. If we go and have a look at what Basso was doing down there in AAA this season, he's sort of been between the two, to be honest. You may remember opening day roster, he was actually on it. And he's gone back to AAA and he's done better than he did last year. So he's worth a shot. He needs a chance in Major League Baseball. So we're going to give him that chance. With Tarek out, or Scrooble out, then, it makes sense, really, doesn't it? So that has happened. And in place of Meadows, we have called in Chamberlain. This is Chamberlain here. We have seen him before. He's sort of, again, one of these guys that's flirted with Major League Baseball. He's a number 26 rated prospect, but he's not really ever shown that sort of form. I actually plucked him out of AA this season. He's already on the secondary roster, which is why I sort of wanted to call him in. But, yeah, he's not really done anything to suggest he's the number 26 prospect in baseball. In fact, at the age of 25, he might be worth trading. We might get something a little bit decent for him because he's just not really showing anything. But anyway, that is that. Now let's go and have a look at the man that we signed as our international amateur free agent. I say man, he is very much a boy, but Andreas Suniga. I don't want to mispronounce that one, do I? Jesus. But anyway, he's the sort of player I wish we had right now. So we're going to have to wait a little bit for him, but he's a good defensive shortstop who can hit. We had to pay $5 million to get him, but very, very high hopes that he is going to prove to be a very good player for us he's probably at least 4 or 5 years away, isn't he? But we'll see what happens. Hopefully he comes through for us. Now, something else that's happened since last episode is that we have got into our system out of the international complex a very, very good pitcher potentially. And he wasn't this when we scouted him. Any sort of decent scouting discovery I put on the Discord. And the most we've ever had is 3-star. And he apparently is trained on like an absolute monster. And potentially we've got another 5-star starting pitcher coming through the system. So fingers crossed again. He's a little bit closer potentially, sort of 4 or 5 years. Well, yeah, probably about the same, isn't he? But, well, let's hope he continues to develop well. And we see him in Major League Baseball sooner rather than later. Now, this brings us to the draft. Now, you can see we were drafting 17th. I think this is still this season's. So let's go and have a look and see who it is that we drafted. So our first round pick, 20th overall, was this guy, Josh Hartle. Now, he is not far away from being ready. Now, we could even see him later this season if all things being equal. I don't want to rush him too much. I'm not actually sure exactly what team he's being put into, or maybe he hasn't actually officially agreed to signing. But anyway, yeah, he could be quite good. If we look at the ratings, I mean, he can bat, so he could be an Ohtani type. He's not really got the defensive ratings, and I don't think his bat's going to be quite good enough to justify it. But, it's better to have this guy as an option, pinch hitting in a long game. It might work out for us. So, yeah, that is our number 1 pick. Let's hope he works out. Our number 2 pick, we went with another starting pitcher in Bryce Navari. Well, again, we'll see what happens with him. He has officially signed for us. He's down there in Rookie League. He's 18, so he's a little bit younger. And again, potentially, there could be a batter in there. And if we look at the ratings, again, doesn't really have the defensive ratings, but potentially he could actually be quite the bat, couldn't he? So a designated hitter, potentially, almost certainly. If he lives up to those numbers, he could very easily be a designated hitter for us. So again, let's hope he comes through. Our 3rd pick was this guy, Philip Abner. Now, again, he hasn't officially signed his contract as of yet, but another starting pitcher, 22. Again, but maybe not too far away. I don't know that he's going to be a starting pitcher, to be honest, but certainly a useful bullpen pitcher. Yeah, so again, we'll just have to wait and see. We'll officially get him signed to the club, and then we'll worry about him too much. Our 4th pick was Matthew Clark. Now, he is a right fielder, or he's an outfielder, I should say. A decent-ish, perhaps, bat. If we look at the ratings, we could maybe retrain him into an average center fielder as well. Yeah, I mean, at this point in the draft, it kind of, they either come off or they don't. So there's not too much room to improve there for him. Hopefully, we'll get our coaches onto him and he'll find a little bit of extra improvement. And our 5th pick, we went back to a starting pitcher, although, again, I'm not completely sure with that stamina hold run. I think he might turn out to be more of a bullpen pitcher. That time will tell. It's Sawyer Parkin, and yeah, he's officially joined us. He's down there in rookie ball for this season. And yeah, we'll just kind of, again, see how he works out. Potentially, he could be an outfield player defensively, but he's not good enough to come in as a defensive substitute, and he doesn't have the bat to actually play there as a starter. So I don't know that we'll see him in that role at all. So there you go. Let me know what you think of that lot. But let's get to some on-field action and see how we did. Now, of course, we left off at the end of getting swept by the Dodgers, and that still makes me angry. We then went and played the Diamondbacks. We won 1 of 3 against them. Now, they're not a great side, so that's disappointing. Speaking of disappointing, we had a series in Chicago against the White Sox. We won game 2, and we lost the other 2 in 10 innings. So it's almost a case of what could have been there, but that would have been a nice series to at least win. Then we played Baltimore. We lost the first one, and I was starting to think, what is happening? But thankfully, we did come back to win the series. Then we had a mammoth series against the White Sox. It was a 5-game series, including a doubleheader, and we were able to win 3 of the 5 against them. Now, it was at home, but you just wonder if we could have taken one or two of those games and actually win even just one of them, then it suddenly would have looked a lot better that this week against the White Sox. We were sick of the sight of them after playing them 8 times in just over a week. Then we played Tampa Bay. We won 1 of 3 against them as well. We got swept in Kansas, which obviously is not good. And at this point, we were below 500, and the playoffs were just a horse galloping off into the sunset. And it got even worse when we lost the first game to Cleveland. But then things started to turn around because we won the last 2 games of that series. We then hosted Minnesota. We snuck one, we lost one, but then we won the deciding game of the series before sweeping the Royals. So that was all very, very good. Now, we'll get to the All-Star game in just a second. But if we look at what it all means for the standings, we are 8 games back. We're back to 500, and we've won 7 of our last 10. Plus, we're on a win streak of 4, and we've got the Royals and, we're playing the Twins today, who are not in a good spot. So there is a chance to start pushing back up towards the postseason. If we go and have a look at the wild card, we are 1.5 games outside of that right now. And unfortunately for us, perhaps, the teams above us are also in decent form. But I'm really, really hoping that we've turned a corner and we can start and move forward. If we have a look at everybody's pitching numbers, we can see them there. Alcantara is still in a slump. He's been in a slump all season, and he's not far away from slumping off to AAA, if I'm completely honest. Lauer has been a little bit disappointing compared to what we've come to expect from him. Manning also has been a little bit disappointing, but it's sort of a case of, I know that these guys can do it, and we don't really have anybody banging on the door to replace them. So that is, it's a little bit unfortunate. We've gone back to Vesia as the closer. I haven't really changed their roles there, but Vesia is closing again. We've moved Caleb Ferguson back out to middle relief. You can see since he went into close, his numbers have dropped away quite badly. So we'll just put him back where he was doing well. And in terms of the hitters, we've come through a tricky place. As I said, I hope we've come through it anyway. Castro's actually had a couple of good games, so he is back in contention to play, but I mean, still a long way to go to rescue his season. But I mean, for the most part, the WAR is positive. Penengo and Kwan are the two, aren't they? They've got negative wars. Penengo's negative war is almost certainly down to the fact that we've just got him stuck out there in center field, because I don't think with the bat he's doing too badly. Not doing brilliantly, but I don't think he's doing too badly. So yeah, defensively, I think we need a center fielder, and well, we're always looking for one, but we'll see what happens. We do have one guy. Actually, before we go and have a look at the All-Star game, I'll get your opinion on him. So this is him here. It's Mo Hampton Jr. Now, we drafted him in 2022, so in Season 1. Now, he is a good defensive center fielder. We can see that there doesn't have the best error rate, but he's got a good range. And I think you guys have told me before, if they've got a good range, then that's important. The issue, perhaps, he's 22, and it might be a little soon. This is how he's done over his career. This season, I did sort of purposely caught him into spring training, and I did purposely put him into AAA afterwards to see how he did. Now, he's not doing brilliantly. He's not doing badly, but he's not doing brilliantly. Now, is he worth going and sticking in the lineup at number 8 or 9 and just having him out there as a defensive player, or is it too soon for him? Yeah, I'm all ears on what you guys think, because I just am not completely sure he's quite ready yet. But you know, it might be a case of if not now, when, or it might be a case of maybe at the expanded roster we give him a call up at that point. But yeah, thoughts on Mo Hampton Jr. are very welcome. And this now brings us to the All-Star game. Now let's have a look at how the voting finished up. Torkelson was third in the voting for first baseman. I don't really understand what good the voting does, because it seems like they just pick whatever players they want anyway. Riley Green was third amongst left fielders, and designated hitters, we had Austin Meadows second in the voting, but he didn't get it. Well, maybe he didn't get a call up because he was injured, but usually they call up injured players anyway. And yeah, so Tyler Marley, Eduardo Rodriguez, who of course decided he didn't want to be with us anymore, was up there in the voting as well. But yeah, Marinaccio and Thingo got called into it. If we go and have a look at the actual rosters here, they got called up, and Marley and Marinaccio, but they weren't featured in the voting at all. So that's all a little bit confusing. But it was Marley's first call up, was it? I'll have a look at them in just a second. It was definitely Marinaccio's first, and it was definitely Riley Green's first call up. I did post all this to the Discord earlier, so if you want to go and have a bit of a longer look, there's a link to that in the description below. There's the National League side that got called in. That's Ronnie Mauricio, not Ronnie Marinaccio. So they're very, very similar names, aren't they? So those are the All-Star teams. And like I say, if we go back to our players, it was a first call up, I believe, for Marley. Yeah, first All-Star. So all three of them, it was their first time getting called into the All-Star game. So very, very exciting for all three of them. Unfortunately, two of them never got a look at the game, but they got a very good look at the game. They didn't take part in the game. First of many call-ups potentially for Riley Green, only 23, and looking an absolute star. So the game itself, I hear you ask, well, let's go and have a look at the home run derby first of all. And it was Tatis Jr. who got the better of that against Kyle Tucker in the final round. And the game itself, well, it means nothing now again, doesn't it? Because we're not going to make the World Series anyway. But yeah, you can see there, went to extra innings after the National League got 4 runs in the second. If we go and have a look at how everybody did in terms of the hitters, you'll see Riley Green was a designated hitter. He came in there, he had 2 at-bats, 1 run, 1 hit, and 2 walks. So he must have batted 3 times. 2 at-bats, 1. Anyway, I don't understand how that's worked. He appears to have done 3 things from 2 at-bats. But that is that. And if we go down and have a look at the pitches, then we will see that both Marley and... Oh no, Marinaccio, I apologize. He did get involved. He pitched 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no earned runs. And yeah, it was Marley who just watched the game from the sidelines, which, given it went to extra inning, is quite harsh on him, to be honest. But anyway, that was that. All right, eventually we're going to get there. Let's have a look at the lineup for this game against the Twins. All right, then, this is it. It is Xavier Edwards leading us off at second base. Penengo, the non-center fielder, bats second in center field. It is Kwan, designated hitting in the absence of Austin Meadows. Riley Green moves to number 4 and is in left field. Torkelson at first, bats 5. Cabrera in right field, bats 6. Garcia at third base, bats 7. Edmund, the shortstop, bats 8. It is Trevino behind the plate. He bats 9. And Jacob deGrom He is on the mound for us, slowly recovering his season after a couple of dodgy starts. We're up against Jack Flaherty for them. We've had him before, I think. He's a very decent pitcher. 19 games. He's a 4-8 record, an ERA of just under 4, a whip of 130, and 9.7 strikeouts per 9 inning. My basic maths tells me that's just ever so slightly over 1 per inning. All right, so here we are in Minnesota. It is Edwards leading us off, batting 262. I meant to say we won 15 of 29 since last episode. So again, my basic math tells me just ever so slightly over 500. So let's see what we can do here. The fact that Flaherty, for example, has an ERA under 4, but a 4-8 record suggests that perhaps Minnesota's not the strongest hitting team going around. Penengo, 0-2 count, and he strikes out. And it is Stephen Kwan batting 247 coming in to bat. A 1-2 count, and he has hit that really well, and it drops in front of center field. And Kwan, Austin Meadows 2.0 for this game, has got himself a 2-out single. Riley Green, the All-Star, comes in batting 299. It's a 1-2 count again, and this time, oh, Riley Green, he does love a strikeout. deGrom on the mound. He's going to face Fafella, who is batting 233. Now, since last time we saw him, deGrom has racked up his 2,000th career strikeout. And unfortunately, that 1-2 pitch was into right field, and it's a leadoff single. Buxton comes in now, batting 252 for them. And he takes it the other side, and this is going all wrong for deGrom early on. This is why you weren't in the All-Star game, mate. So with no one out, 2 batters face, we have runners at second and third. Buxton is taken out of the game. That's a shame for him. But Miranda is at the plate now, batting 267. We would love a strikeout here, please, deGrom. He can't deliver it, and it's going to be a run. The out at first, the runner stays at second, but we're 1-0 down. And Corey Lee comes in now, batting 260. It's a first pitch swing. It's popped up. That should be easy for Green in left field. There it is. And the runner will try for third, and Green can't stop him. Oh, Green must have a rubber shoulder. Like, how do you not stop him going there? Anyway, runner at third, 2 away for Jorge Polanco, batting 229. It's a 2-2 pitch, and that should end it. You don't have to throw it this time. Yeah, I'm sure he'd try and throw it into the fans. He probably can't throw it that far, though. All right, so we go to the top of the second, and Torkelson will lead us off, batting 265 this season. He likes what he sees first pitch, and he grounds it out to shortstop, 1 away. All right, in now comes Denny Cabrera, batting 282 and in a hot streak. It's a 2-2 pitch. Cabrera hits it well into left field. Oh, is it gone? Oh, it is. It's gone. And Cabrera has tied it up. He has snuck it over the left field fence. 370 feet. And Denny Cabrera ties her up with a home run. It didn't look like it was going to go at any stage. And it just snuck over. All right, Garcia comes in now, batting 292 this season. An 0-1 pitch. And Garcia grounds it to first. And that'll be 2 away. It brings Edmund up to the plate now. Since last episode, he's batting 243, by the way. He has got his 400th hit for the Tigers, and he's cracked 250 career RBIs, but he's done neither of those things there. And we'll go and pitch for the second time. Jose Iglesias, batting 279, is the hitter. He's going to face deGrom, and he's going to ground him down the third base line. Garcia has it over to first. Torkelson makes the out, and that's 1 away. It's Khalil Lee now, batting 158 this season. It's a full count. And that's a ground ball to second, and Edwards makes the play. So that's 2 away, and in comes Celestino, batting 226. It's another full count. 2 out, no one on for deGrom, and there's a strikeout to end this bottom of the second. It's 2 hits each, it's 1 run each, and it's Trevino to lead us off, batting 263. Trevino has hit that, and it's going to be caught in center field. The reason I've put Trevino back in the lineup, I was wondering if, and I don't know the stats as Edwards 0 for 1 comes in, if maybe our starting pitcher's struggles was down to the fact that he wasn't behind the plate. Maybe his catching ability was something that our pitchers were missing. Edwards gets himself a 1-out single there. So we brought him back in, and it did kind of coincide with a bit of an up turn in form. So as Penengo gets one into right field, that gets Edwards over to third. And with one away, we have runners at the corners. So yeah, I think that maybe that experiment of Dingler in the lineup has maybe failed, as a good pitch gets Kwan, and it's up to Riley Green to try and drive in a run here. It's an 0-1 pitch. Green, has he hit it into a good spot? No. He's hit it straight into the glove of centre field. So we don't get a lead, I should say. It's La Stella batting 273 to lead them off. He faces deGrom. He faces him 3 times, and he sits back down again. It's Farfella who's 1 for 1 coming up. First pitch swing, he grounds at the third, and Garcia is equal to that. For 2 away, it's Dustin Fowler batting 265. He has, of course, come into the game for Buxton, who was injured. First pitch through the right side of the infield, and a 2-out single. So the number 2 slot in the order is not being kind to us. Miranda now, who is 0 for 1. He does have the RBI, though. That gets away from Trevino. The runner goes over to second. And it's a 2-2 pitch. It's a pop-up. Penengo is in centre field. He has it comfortably. And that'll do it for the third. To the fourth. It's Torkelson to lead us off. He's 0 for 1. It's a 1-1 pitch. And it is going to be caught in left field for 1 away. Is the Minnesota ground really, really big? It looks... The outfielders look like they've got more ground to cover than they usually do. It is Cabrera now, who snuck one over the left field fence last time up. This time he grounds it to second, and that'll be 2 away. It'll bring in Garcia, who's 0 for 1. It's an 1-0 pitch, sorry. He smacks that up the middle. It'll drop in for a single into centre field. Bringing Edmund in, who is 0 for 1. Now, Garcia's not really a threat to seal. Edmund has dropped it into left field. Is Garcia going to get to third? He is. So Edmund gets himself on base. We have runners at the corners, 2 out for Trevino. Oh, and Trevino strikes out. All right, that's twice now we've had runners at the corners and we have not converted. It is Corey Lee to lead them off. And he's taken a 2-1 pitch and put it in Penago's glove even in centre field. Palenko now comes up to bat. It's a 2-2 pitch, and that is going to be more catching practice for Penengo. Penengo catches Palenko, and my brain hurts. All right, Iglesias now, who's 0 for 1. It's a first pitch swing, and that is going to be 3 in a row for Penengo. He's worked very hard that inning. Hopefully that improves the old negative WAR a bit for him. And Edwards, it would have been funny if Penengo led off the inning as well, wouldn't it? It's a 1-2 count on Edwards, and he watches strike 3. So 1 away for Penengo now, who's 1 for 2. It's a 1-1 pitch. Penengo, well, he saw it enough. He's popped it up into centre field. That's 2 away. And it is Kwan now, who is 1 for 2. It's a 2-0 pitch. What can Stevie Kwan do? No, he's grounded it to the shortstop, and that'll end the top of the 5th. So it is still tied at 1. deGrom will face Khalil Lee, who is 0 for 1. It's an 0-2 pitch. And there's a strikeout for deGrom. 3 of them he's got now for Celestino to come to the plate. And he grounds the first ball to Edmund over to first. Torkelson finishes that off nicely. For La Stella now, who is 0 for 1. You may notice I've sort of tweaked the starting rotation just to reflect the fact that deGrom is our number 1 starter. Of course, he sort of came in mid-season after that injury that he had. So he was, I think, sitting in the number 3 slot. So I've just tweaked that around a little bit. So Marley's number 2. I think I still got Alcantara at number 3. Is Riley Green going to get there? No. 1 away for Torkelson now, who's 0 for 2. So yeah, that's just a minor tweak, but I think you do that after the All-Star game, don't you? And Iglesias has been taken out of the game now. So 2 injuries for the Minnesota Twins. Cabrera, who's 1 for 2, will step in with 2 out, no one on. And he takes the 2-1 pitch up the middle. And that'll be a 2-out single. Now, can Louis Garcia add to that? He's 1 for 2 today. It's a first pitch swing. Is that going to drop in for us? No, it's not. So that ends the 6th. Still, we have not scored another run. deGrom will face Farfella, who is 1 for 2. It's a first pitch swing, and Farfella grounds it to Edmund over to first, 1 away. All right, Fowler comes in. He's 1 for 1 today. And he's 1 for 2 now as deGrom strikes him out. 2 away from Miranda, who is 0 for 2. A 1-1 pitch. And what can deGrom do with him? Ground ball to Torkelson. We go to the 7th. All right, Flaherty to Edman. Edman is 1 for 2. And he has popped that up into foul territory. 1 away. And Trevino now, who is 0 for 2. It's a 1-2 counter. Honestly, I'll be annoyed if he gets a hit this time, having had runners at the corners last time. But he doesn't. That is 2 away. And it is Edwards, who is 1 for 3 with 2 out, no one on here in the 7th. Oh, he's hit that really well. That's going to skip to the fence. Now, Edwards is quick. Can he turn that into a triple for us? He stops at second. So a 2-out double for Edwards. And, well, now we're going to have a chance. And we're going to have a pitching change, are we? For Penengo to get a runner across the plate for us. It's going to be Diaz coming onto the mound. He has an ERA of 1.08 from just under 17 innings pitched. Penengo. Oh, he's popped it up. So despite our hitting them 8-3, we stretch at 1-1. So deGrom is going to face Corey Lee, and now there is always that risk that Altman goes a little bit too long with our starting pitcher, but deGrom is showing no signs in slowing down. He's only thrown 75 pitches here. Palenko comes in, who is 0 for 2. It's a 2-0 count. Oh, he's hit that well, though, into right field. Cabrera has it on the hop, and that is a 1-out single. And Rondon will come in now. He's batting 208 this season. Of course, he came into the game after the injury to Iglesias. He has popped that up into foul territory. Cabrera makes the play. Runner stays at first. 2 away for Khalil Lee, who's 0 for 2. Oh. Gets past Trevino. The runner goes to second. Full count. Come on, deGrom. Finish it, mate. He does. And we're still tied at 1 as we go into the 8th. Zarian Sharp to pitch for them. ERA of 5.11 for him after 24.2 innings. He's going to face Kwan, who's 1 for 3. It's a left-handed pitcher, which doesn't really suit the lineup. And Kwan strikes out looking. Green comes in now. He's 0 for 3. Come on, Green. Show him why you're an all-star, mate. Oh, he's popped it up. Left field comes in, makes the catch. That is going to be 2 away, and it's going to be Torkelson now. Now, he can hit a lefty. And he's going to have to. He's 0 for 3. It's a 1-2 pitch. Come on, Torque. No. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. deGrom comes back out to face Celestino, who is 0 for 2. It's a first pitch swing. It's a ground ball. Should be easy for Edwards at second. And that is 1 away. La Stella now, who's 0 for 2. It's an 0-1 pitch. And he's grounded to Edwards. And Edwards this inning, it was Panago last inning, was it, or 2 innings ago. Now, are we going to have 3 in a row go to Edwards? It is Farfella, who is 1 for 3. It's a 2-1 pitch. It's a ball into center field. Penengo can't get to it. And it's a 2-out single for Farfella as Fowler comes in. He is 1 for 2 today. It's a 1-0. It's a ground ball. Garcia has it. Goes to second. All right. And Edwards can make the out. We go to the 9th. Tied at 1. Edgar Garcia is coming in to pitch for them. ERA of 3.89. He's going to face Cabrera, who has our only run. He is 2 for 3 today. It's a 1-2 pitch. Can he put a ball in play? Come on, Denny boy. Oh, is that? It is! It's a second home run of the game for Denny Cabrera. That one didn't sneak over. That one flew the distance. 387 feet. And in the top of the 9th, Denny Cabrera has given us a 2-1 lead, and Garcia will step in now, 1 for 3 today. It's a 1-2 pitch, and oh, have we gone back-to-back? Louis Garcia! We explode in the top of the 9th, back-to-back home runs, 428 feet, that one. And Louis Garcia doesn't get that many home runs, but he got one there. It's only his, his 7th home run of the season. It is Edman now. Can we go back to back to back? It's a 3-0 pitch, and Edman just draws the walk. All right, Trevino. 1 on, no 1 out. He's 0 for 3. Can Trevino get himself a hit? He can. And, well, are you the Tigers in disguise? They've got to the 9th, and they are throwing it away as around comes Edman to score. It's an RBI double for Trevino. Edwards now comes in. He is 2 for 4 today. It's a full count. And Edwards has popped that up. And Trevino, I hope, will stay at second because he's the slowest man alive. One away man at second for Penengo now, who's 1 for 4. It's an 0-2 pitch. Penengo gets that into left field. It drops in. Trevino will go to third. And we have one out, runners at the corners. And that'll do it as Simeon Woods Richardson comes into pitch. ERA of 287 for him. Kwan, who is 1 for 4, will be the man to face him first. 2 on, 1 out. And Kwan has grounded it to second. And that, oh, it's not a double play. Another run does come across. And I think Kwan gets an RBI for that, doesn't he? And it is Riley Green now, 0 for 4. Come on, Riley. He's going to go 0 for 5, having just been at the All-Star game. Maybe he's tired. Anyway, 4 runs for the Tigers in the top of the 9th. That's 5-1. And Alex Vesia will come out to have a little bit of closing practice. So let's have a little bit of a round of applause for deGrom. 8 innings, 1 earned run. That's a little bit special. Miranda is 0 for 3. And Vesia with a 2-1 pitch. And that is a leadoff single. I tell you now, if we throw this away, well, I don't think I'll ever touch this game again. Vesia, oh, it's dropped in again. Come on. No, you can't. You can't do this to me. Palenko, who's 1 for 3. It's a 2-1 pitch. Palenko, oh, Jesus Christ. Altman, do something, mate. Loaded bases, no one out. Tying run at the plate. It's Rondon, who's 0 for 1 today. It's a 2-2 pitch. Oh, for f***'s sake. Tying run is at second base. And if Vesey is still on this mound, what are we doing? Ryan Jeffers has come in to pinch hit, batting .239 this season. It's a full count. Oh, for Altman, get him out of this game, please. Have we done it? We have. Who's come on? It's Diego Castillo. Now, he's got 100-plus strikeouts in his Tigers career. He's going to need to add 3 more to it here, sorry. It's a 1-2 pitch. A strikeout here gives us a double play out of this situation. It's a double play. 1-2. Okay. 2 out. Runner at third. It's a 5-4 game. This could be it. It's Tommy La Stella, who is 0 for 3. Come on, Diego Castillo. It's an 0-1 pitch. That should do it. Oh, thank you, Jesus. It's never easy. Alright, let me know in the comments who didn't think we were going to stuff that up. Vesia did his best, didn't he? God love him, he did his best. But thankfully, we were able to... a solid teammate, likable. I tell you what, Alex, I don't like you very much right now, I've got to say. That was unbelievable. But ultimately, it was a very entertaining 9th innings. You'd be annoyed if you left that one early, wouldn't you? But we've got the win. We're 8-2 on the last 10. We are 7.5 games back of the White Sox, who lead the division, and we're still a game and a half outside the wild card. So hopefully a corner is turned. We appear to have hit the ball again. The starting pitcher did well, and we're back to the bullpen throwing it away for us. So maybe it's normal service resumed. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. Of course, subscribe if you are new, and we'll come back for this series here against Kansas City. We'll come back for game 3 of that. And then we're sort of starting to get to the point where we'll know if the playoffs are a feasible thing or not. It takes us, of course, past the trade deadline. I'm not foreseeing doing anything, but if I can get a center fielder, I'll do that. If we can maybe find a better shortstop, maybe we do that as well. But anyway, until next time, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't seen me with the New York American All-Stars, maybe go and check that out as well. Take care.